So I've used Hypercrush to basically give me that focus, the intensity, the pump, everything that I need to get through those crazy workouts.
Anybody that's seen an MMA fight, a UFC fight, you know that this stuff is fatiguing beyond belief. And there's some days we wake up and you don't want to go to the gym, you don't want to get out of bed. Get a little bit of this Hypercrush in you, get your body going, get you woken up, get your muscles over the fatigue that you've probably been going through from the week of training, especially towards the end of the week.
I'm trying to get 700 pounds on the bench this year, and I'm on track for it, so hopefully it should be soon. So right now my workouts are very long, very intense. So through all the volume to keep me going, Hypercrush is what I use both during and before the workout to keep me rolling. It's got tons of caffeine, citrulline malate, it's got the beta-alanine to keep you going, feel pumped, feel hot, feel ready to go. So you can just push through all those hard sets, keep going and try to get your goals.
It works really fast. Pretty much between like 20 minutes, I have instant energy to get through my workouts. It's just basically pure energy in a bottle.
So Hypercrush for me and any other MMA athletes that I know that use it, it really helps you get over that hump, get over that fatigue, and keep pushing when you don't even feel like doing it.
So if you haven't tried it, give it a shot, you'll like it.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Ronline Report. Today's guest, very special guest, very big man. Wanted to see him in this Arnold Classic, but fate had other plans. He's going to tell us all about it. Please welcome Muscle Meds athlete, the Brooklyn Beast, Akim Williams. How are you, Akim?
Hey, Ron, I'm doing pretty good, man. Thank you for having me so much, man. Appreciate it.
Yeah. So a few days ago, the announcement was made. You could not get to the Arnold. A lot of people have read, obviously a lot of your fans are disappointed, just fans of the sport in general, because we want this to be the best show. You're a top 6 Olympian. You're one of the best. We wanted you up on that stage, but when did you come down with the COVID?
It was a little bit right after Christmas. Right after Christmas. I was right after Christmas, I had started to prep, everything was going well. And then the New Year's week, that's when I really had the COVID. That's when it happened. I was down for about like 2 weeks.
Wow.
I had trouble with the whole breathing and, just maintaining the weight. I had a little bit of weight loss also too, because I couldn't eat. My appetite was gone and everything like that. So I figured, it didn't make any sense, putting my health at risk and trying to push it and do stuff like that and being dehydrated and everything like that, getting myself an injury. So I had to take that 2 weeks to rest and recover.
Okay. So was this the first time you've had coronavirus, or have you had it before?
Well, I had it before, but after the 2020 Olympia.
Yeah.
But it wasn't as bad as this time around. I definitely felt it more this time around.
I wonder if you had the new, the Omicron one. And nobody knows, right?
Yeah, I know I know. They more than likely,
Okay.
But I'm sure the test that they have is pretty much just a simple COVID test. They can't really distinguish between the two.
So you were into prep. You were a few weeks into prep at that point.
Yes.
What was your weight at when you first got your symptoms, and what was your weight at 2 weeks later?
When I started the prep, I was about 295, almost like 300 pounds.
Wow.
And I was a few weeks into prep, like you said, and I think I had gotten all the way down to like around like 285, and I was liking that look. I was at like 285. And after COVID, my weight shot all the way down to like into the low 270s. All the way down to the low 270s, a weight most people watching this will never see in their lifetimes. But to you, that's small. You dropped about 20 pounds. Is that right? About 20 pounds. Yeah. Wow. About 20 pounds. So for you, was it 2 weeks with like no appetite, no energy? What was it like? Yeah, 2 weeks with like no appetite, no energy. I couldn't really taste anything. Just my energy was the part that really sucked in my breathing and everything like that. So I had no taste for food or anything like that. So that was the really hard part about it. And not to mention, I had a little bit of fever also too, and breathing problems. Yeah, having a little trouble hearing you. If you come a little closer, maybe to your microphone. But yeah, there you go. Oh yeah, you actually do have like a microphone set up. There you go. Oh, much better now? Yeah, much better. Because I want the details. People love details. So I assume you didn't train for 2 weeks. No training at all. Yeah, I had to stop the training. I had to stop the cardio and stuff like that. Just focus on getting better. My biggest fear was, keep pushing and then end up in the hospital or something like that. Or worse. I definitely want to go through that. Yeah. Or keep pushing and then injure my lungs or something like that to that aspect. Now, you don't have to answer this, but people are going to want to know, was he vaxxed? Were you vaxxed? Are you vaccinated? No, I wasn't. No, I'm not vaccinated. Okay, because
some people, a lot of people, I don't want this video to get pulled for political reasons, but a lot of people think big bodybuilders like yourself should not get the vaccine. It doesn't seem to.
Yeah, and my stance on that, so I absolutely feel the same way. I feel like, being in the sport that we love and doing this as a professional level, I think probably not the best idea to get vaccine.
Yeah.
For me, that's just my point of view.
Yeah. So
I'm sure a lot of people think it's different.
I know you wanted to do the Arnold. At what point after you started recovering did you have to make the decision? I'm going to either keep pushing, and let the dice fall where they may, or I'm going to back off and gonna have to skip this one and do another show.
Well, I mean, at the point where the first week, after the 2 weeks I was down, I started thinking about it, and I started taking the steps to get back into it. And, I just, by that point, mentally, I already felt defeated, because I saw how I looked before I got sick and how I looked after I got sick. So mentally, it really defeated me,
Yeah.
Definitely defeated me. So I think that was the point where I should keep pushing and trying to do this. This is the Arnold. You got to show up at your place.
Yeah, I mean, we have Mr. Olympia competing. We have, he's also an Arnold champ. We have Bonac, a 2-time Arnold champ.
Yeah.
Cedric, I don't know if Cedric's hopefully he's still in the show. He's an Arnold champ. Young guys like Regan, Brett, it's Samson. It's going to be a great lineup. It would have been better with you in it, of course, but you would have, we know from shows that you have to be at 100%, or they basically shuffle you down the placings. When you're 100%, you're deadly. You're top 6 in the Mr. Olympia, for goodness sake. But trying to push it, I applaud you for doing the right thing and taking care of your health, because there's always another show. And let me remind people, the past couple seasons, you've done very well. 2020 was a great year. You won the Chicago Pro. You were 7th at the Arnold and top 6 at the Olympia. Last year, you won another show, your third pro win of your career, right? Puerto Rico Pro, top 5 at the Arnold again, 5th place, and still in the top 10 at the Olympia, 9th place. So I know you wanted to start this season off really strong and keep it going, but we'll get to your future plans in a minute. But let's talk about how you've started recovering from the sickness. What would you say, like early January or mid-January?
Like around mid-January, yeah.
So as we're speaking, it's been a little over a month. I know that Muscle Meds makes a couple products that assist people trying to gain weight. I assume you made use of these products yourself as you were trying to get your weight and your size and fullness back on. A couple of them I think that you've talked about before are carnivore mass and feast mode. So let's start with what is carnivore mass and how do you utilize that? How do you use that product?
Well, I mean, being at my weight had shot all the way down to the low 270s, once I started feeling better and I got back to the gym training, I noticed that I needed something to build me back up fast. So I started using carnivore mass as my first and sometimes my last meal during the day to get the mass, to get the protein and the carbs that I need to start building back the muscle. So just to get the extra calories in. So I use it as a calorie gainer and also like basically get extra protein from it. Okay. And with that, also, I noticed that since I got sick from COVID and everything like that, my appetite was still a little shot. So what I did was I started implementing feast mode to up my calories and also give me that better digestion and everything like that, so I could process all the food that I'm taking. So those 2 products really helped me out.
Okay, so like how many shakes were you doing a day of each, do you think?
Well, I would do 2 carnivore mass shake, and then with I think my 3rd and 4th meal I would probably use the feast mode. So just open up my appetite to go food.
Okay. Were you also eating food with those shakes, or just the shakes?
Yeah.
And then okay, wow. So how many calories do you think you were trying to pack in to get your weight back at the highest point?
Well, I do my best around 7,000 calories a day.
Oof.
Yeah, that's why I feel comfortable. If I could get up to like 7,000 calories, I'm in good space.
Wow. How low do you? I'm just curious. When you get really, really low on calories close to a show, how low do your calories get?
Right around, I would say 2,400.
Oh, that's got to be tough for a guy like your size. Sheesh.
Yeah. I got to suffer a bit in shape. So.
Okay. There's another product that's starting to become more popular for Muscle Meds called Stemtropin. So stem cell treatments, very, very much becoming a thing in the bodybuilding world. We know Ronnie Coleman, they're helping Ronnie walk again. Ronnie was, I hate to use the word crippled. I don't even know if that's a word you can say anymore, but he wasn't walking without crutches, and He seems to be a lot more mobile. He put 30 pounds back on, so stem cells. Also, Flex Lewis used those to rehabilitate his shoulder, got his size back. I heard from Gerard and Muscleheads, the owner, that you've been using Stemtropin yourself. So what made what made you want to try it, and what kind of results have you seen?
I've always felt like, recovery is probably the best or the most important thing about bodybuilding. If you're not recovering properly, you're not going to make any kind of gains. And that's what I've used the Stemtropin for, basically helping to recover. So I usually use it right before I train, and it gives me that whole aspect of allowing me to sleep better and also allowing me to make repairs while I'm sleeping.
Oh, right on. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So,
mentally, very unique product.
Very unique product.
Very unique product. Yeah.
It stimulates your own body's production of stem cells. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I also help you get some recruit some natural HGH in your too.
Oh, right on. Because I know stem cell treatments are very, very expensive. So if you can get some of the same results from this product, that's pretty great.
Yeah.
Akim, how do you stay positive? Because I know you were pumped to do this, Arnold. I know you really want to do well. People have been watching you rise over the past few years, and you have a huge fan base that wants to see you do better and better and better. And this was a chance to showcase all that. How do you stay positive when you know this would have been a great show for you, a great showing, but fate had other plans?
Oh man, that was the hardest part of pulling out of this Arnold. Is you always want to do better, you always want to be better. And for me, I had to, take a backseat and allow myself to realize that health comes first, You have to be healthy in order to continue in the sport. So that's what forced me to basically take a backseat. And you know what? Get myself right, feel comfortable, and then be prepared to hit it really hard. So that's what the mindset I'm moving into 2022 is.
Right. Let's talk about the coaching situation. Coaching is a huge topic these days. I mean, the top news story in our whole sport for like 2 weeks was that Nick Walker kid leaving his coach, Matt Johnson. Like that was the biggest story in our sport, believe it or not.
Mm-hmm.
So people are very, very concerned about who coaches who these days. So last year, I know you won Puerto Rico Pro with Justin Miller, who was the late George Peterson's coach. I got to ask you about that, man. You knew George pretty well because you trained with him many times. That had to hit you hard. That had to come as a super shock to you when he passed.
Yeah, it definitely was a very big, had a very big impact on me on the Olympic, actually. I had to actually go back home in my hotel room and actually take a little bit of time to myself to really process what happened. But it didn't allow me to really think about it as much because, you still try to focus on the Olympia, but in the back of your mind, it's still like you're thinking about all the good times, I had training with him and, just being a good friend. And it was really hard for me.
Yeah, I mean,
and even having to talk to Justin, and we have to talk about those situations. So, I really felt for him. I know how close him and George was, and it was a really tough time.
Yeah, I mean, you knew him much better than I did, but he was the nicest guy. I love talking to him. He was just positive. He always had a smile. Just a cool guy. But very, very, very unfortunate.
I really do miss training with him because he was such a competitive person when it comes to training. Like, we trained back together, and man, it was I wish you could have had some professional recordings of those training sessions that me and Justin were really fun times.
Yeah, were any of those recorded? I don't remember seeing any of those.
No, we never got a chance to record those.
Oh boy.
We just show up at Bell's and just kill, destroy back. And I'm sure if we had a chance to record those would have been some really, really fun training sessions for people to look at.
Yeah. Did he used to go down to your place in Jersey to do legs too?
Yeah, he came to Jersey a few times to train legs, and me. We kind of switched it up because sometimes back is his territory because he had an amazing back. So I kind of piggyback off of him to learn what I could learn from him and the way he trained back. And then when he came to legs, he really wanted to increase his legs, so he'd come to me and try to get some lessons about legs from me to come to my territory and train. So it was really cool. It was really cool to have that last that's the last few sessions with him and get to experience who he was as a bodybuilder and also who he was as a person.
Yeah. So rest in peace, George. So you worked with Justin, his coach for the Puerto Rico Pro. I saw you at the Arnold. We sat down, you were eating breakfast. You were working with Abdullah Al-Otaibi, the head coach of Oxygen Gym in Kuwait, of course. So that was for the Arnold. And for the Olympia, I've heard you're back with your longtime coach, Oscar Ardon. So How far back do you go with Oscar, by the way?
Oh man, me and Oscar, a lot of years, man. I think we started working together in 2016 or 2017. So,
Okay. So,
yeah, so I have a lot of history with Oscar.
and you turned pro in 2015, was it?
No, 2013, I turned.
2013. Okay. So he's
North American.
okay. So he's been with you for most of your pro career, most of your pro shows. You've done a lot of pro shows, by the way. You're
Yeah,
not,
I did.
you're not
I think I think that was one of the things that made me take a step back from Arnold. But since I turned pro in 2013, I have competed at least 4 or 5 times every year.
Yeah.
Never stops. I have never taken a break. And a lot of people do not know this about me, but every year I would do at least like 3 or 4 shows.
Yeah. I mean,
And I've never taken a break, never said I need some time off or anything like that. I just kept going. So I think me getting COVID and just allowed me to like, hey, like, maybe you should take a little break because you have never taken a break.
yeah. I mean, how many you've done? I want to say like 30, 40 pro shows already. It's been a lot.
I'm not sure the number, but it's up there.
It's up there. You're not afraid to compete. I'll give you that.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
All these guys, they pop in for one show and you don't see them again until the next year.
Yeah.
That's not cool. The fans want to see you. They want to see you more as much as possible, obviously.
Yeah.
But you're more like the '90s guys. They hit like Milos used to do every show.
I'm not scared of the competition. It doesn't matter who's in the show or anything like that. I've never been scared of the competition. I would always show up.
Awesome, man. So getting back to Oscar, so you're working with him again. You know, he knows you very, very well, obviously. And he's hands-on. He actually likes to, just like Justin too, but there's a few coaches, there's not many of them that really want to work with you hands-on in person. So do you still drive up? Does he still have his brownstone with the gym in the bottom floor and all that?
No, he doesn't have the brownstone anymore. But we're still trying to figure out a plan for 2022 and see what we're going to do in terms of training and stuff.
Yeah.
But all these coaches, like you mentioned, Justin, you mentioned Abdullah, you know, we're all still really close. You know, I speak to Justin on the regular. You know, I speak to Abdullah on the regular. So there was no bad blood between me and Justin or me and Abdullah. We're all still friends, and you know, like they're like family to me. So for the fans out there thinking that like something happened or anything like that, no, there was no bad blood between us.
They always
that's one that play that area, you know.
Yeah, well, fans always want to like invent drama if there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
So, but you know, what made you come back to Oscar? What's the bond that you guys have in a working relationship that made you really want to come back to Oscar?
Well, to be honest with you, me and Oscar, you know, we shared so many crazy moments together, man. You know, we have a lot of crazy moments together. I remember in 2019 when we literally slept at the Brazilian embassy to get a visa to get into Brazil, man.
Oh, man.
And then from there, you know, getting from Brazil and heading to Spain, when we had that layover. So we had a lot of crazy, very, very crazy time, me and Oscar. And so, you know, we go way back, and you know, he understands me and I understand him. We work really well together. Not saying that me and Justin didn't work well together. Yeah, we did. And so did Abdullah, but just Oscar, you know, being from day one and just, you know.
Yeah, I find it funny that the fans, they make such a big deal if someone goes back to a coach or leaves, you know. It's rarely have I ever found it's a personal thing. Almost never. You know, it's just, especially in your case, you're going back to somebody you worked. He probably did 15, 20 pro shows with you, Oscar.
Yeah, but 12 or 15.
Yeah.
And it's just like I said, you know, anybody that knows me know that I never want to be disrespectful or anything like that. I've always kept good communication, really good communication with anybody I've ever worked with. Like even Dave Colombo, me and Dave Colombo still have a great relationship, you know?
Yeah. It's and people they think I did a live video talking about how you were dropped out, and somebody put hoax, like you were making it up, and they say, oh, the COVID's the latest excuse when people aren't in shape. And I don't like to go back and forth because these people have nothing better to do. They'll go back and forth for days with you. But I was going to say, Akim knows he's been in shape many times before. He knows how long it takes him to get in shape. Yeah. It's not like someone like Akim Williams is going to be like a month behind or something, you know? Yeah. Ridiculous.
Yeah. And not to mention, they should check my track record. Like, I've competed every year since 2013. Doesn't matter what stage I would show up. So come on.
Yeah.
And it has to be something. It has to be a reason.
I've seen you in better condition at times than others, but I've never seen you in bad condition ever.
Yeah.
Ever. You know, and that's not easy for someone that's, you know, 260, 270 on stage. Yeah. What was your weight at the last couple shows?
At the last Olympia, I was about 259, and I didn't like that look at all. I was down in size.
Really?
We tried, yeah.
Hmm.
I didn't look it, but I was under, like, usually at 2020 Olympia, I was around like 267, give or take, close to 270. And I think that was like the perfect look for me. And me being in like the high 250s, I don't think that was, it just looked like, my muscles didn't have any pop to them.
Yeah, I was going to ask you if the 2020 Olympia, is that your favorite look of yours so far?
Yeah, as far as the type of conditioning I had, as far as the way the muscle pop and everything, like it's between that and the 2019 Indie Pro. I like that look a lot too. When I go back against Steve Cooper, I took second place. A lot of people like that look too.
That's right. Yeah, Kukla was winning that show the first couple of years. So now Arnold's going to be come and gone in 10, 11 days. Boston Pro is too soon for you. That's only a week later.
Yeah.
What is the game plan? What's next for you?
I would want to do something like around June or July, or even August. I think game plan right now is going to be like July. Because if I'm looking at the calendar, I'm looking at the Olympia being all the way in December. Yeah. I'm not in the phase to go compete and then you got to hold on and wait around, stuff like that. So I'd rather do something like around the summertime.
Okay. Because New York Pro is May 21st.
Mm-hmm.
You've never won that yet.
No, I came close. I came second place before.
Well, I know you want to win the New York Pro. You're from Brooklyn. Chicago Pro, the July 23rd, Texas Pro, August 13th. All right, well, you have a lot of options, obviously.
Yeah.
I'm not even looking at the whole schedule. These are just the ones that I know I'm going to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so probably looking at midsummer.
Yes.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Yeah.
That Texas Pro is sounding kind of interesting.
It's a good show. Everyone that went to it, I was only watching it on the computer, and it looked pretty great to me. But everyone that was there said, "Wow, that this guy puts." I'm sorry that I can't remember his name right now. Can you remember his name? The promoter. He does it. He does an amazing job, and that was the first year promotion. So yeah, might want to jump into that. So. I guess right now, what are you in prep still, or are you back into an off season, or how are you treating your training and your eating right now?
No, I'm definitely back into more of like an off season type phase where I'm actually like falling in love with training again and like really pushing, what I usually do instead of just going through the motions stuff like that. So I think this break was really needed because I'm feeling like, okay, I need to go I'm getting that itch again where I feel like I need to go to the gym and lift some heavy weights,
Because how long were you out of heavy training for? About a month?
Yeah.
How long has it been since you were out of training for a month?
No, I can't even remember. Like even after the Arnold Olympia, I came right back at it. So me taking like a good month off from training it's really helped me too.
So maybe maybe not since you started training.
Yeah, exactly.
Geez, when you were like 21?
Yeah, exactly.
What are you, about 30, 35 now?
36, 132.
Still a youngster in this sport. Man. Okay. So right now, are you still incorporating all the shakes?
Yeah, definitely. The carnivore mass is really helping me, keep the weight on and put on more weight. Yeah. And like I said, the feast mode is really helping me to just get more calories in while I'm training and building back up. Right now, I'm sitting right around like 287 right now. So the goal is to get back up to like 300 pounds.
Of course, yeah. You carried 300 very well. I've seen you at 300, and still very, very, very good condition at 300 pounds. I'm just curious, what's the difference between the two products? Are they both weight gainers? What's the difference? Because a lot of guys are going to be interested now. They want to gain weight, and a lot of guys out there don't have great appetites either.
Yeah.
Even when they don't have COVID.
Well, the carnivore mass is basically it's a weight gainer. Carnivore mass is a weight gainer, and feast mode is basically just designed to help you getting more calories from you. It opens up your appetite and also help you with digestion, so you can allow you to eat more.
Okay. It's
one of those.
Is that a shake as well? Feast mode?
No, it's a pill. It's a capsule.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so it's really like an appetite booster.
Exactly. Yes.
Okay. See, all you young guys, you don't need to smoke weed. You can just take this feast mode. It's not legal in every state. Not in yours, I don't think. Mine it is. Haha. But Okay. So you're in a good spot. You're recovering. You've recovered from the virus, putting some weight back on. Is there a weight that you like to get back up to and hang around at for a while before you start prep?
I would say right around like the 295, 300 pounds. I don't want to get above 300 pounds. I did it in the past and it's uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah.
So I feel my best right around like 295, 300 pounds.
Yeah.
I think that's like the perfect way for me to get back up.
Remind everybody what you weighed when you started training back in college.
I think I was about 147.
Wow. Same height, right?
Same height, 147. Yes.
You're about 5'10", 5'11"?
Yeah, 5'10".
Yeah. So I mean that goes to show you guys. He didn't come out of his mama this big.
I know. I tell it to a lot of the kids and stuff like that I see at the gym all the time. I remember, I'll tell you a quick story. There was a kid, I was doing incline dumbbells, and there was a kid next to me, and he asked me, he's like, can I work in? Because all of the benches were taken.
Yeah.
And, you know, I started off with 100 pounds. He started off with 80, then he went to 100 pounds, and all of a sudden, he disappeared. And I'm like, what happened? So finally, I see him on the floor, and I asked him, and he's just like, well, you know, you went to 120 after the 100 pounds, and I couldn't keep up, so I quit. I'm like, dude, I didn't start off with lifting like that, you know? I started off with maybe like 40, 50 pounds.
Yeah.
So, you know, you don't expect to just do the things I'm doing right now. I think that the new generation right now, they're always trying to compete, especially from social media and everything like that. You know, they are so competitive, wanting to do everything that they see on social media. And sometimes it don't work like that. You got to crawl before you walk, man.
Yeah. I mean, my gym always, especially on the weekends, it's a lot of guys and girls in their 20s. There's like 4 or 5 tripods set up at any given time, filming their squats. They love to film the squats and deadlifts for some reason. Those two exercises. Yeah. I think, I don't want to put down deadlifts, but it seems like a lot of people can pull weight without necessarily having a lot of muscle or being super strong on anything else. So they do a lot of deadlifts. But yeah, I mean, not that you guys are going to end up looking like Akim, but just realize he did not start like this. He was 140 pounds at 5'11". So dreams do come true, guys. So you're in a great spot. You've got a couple more months probably of good off-season training before you start a prep, at least.
Yeah.
We're only in February now. So if you do like a July show, probably start prep around April, May. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah. I'm happy to see you recovered. You know, I'm very happy that you didn't try to push the envelope, because, you know, the last thing I don't even want to say it, but we've had enough bad things happen to people in the last year. And, you know, I hate to see any more, especially anybody who's like under the age of 70. We shouldn't be hearing anything about people that aren't older.
Yes.
Nobody should be getting very sick or passing away in their prime like you are right now. So thank you. I applaud you for being smart like that and not trying to push it. Yeah. There's always another show, Akim, as you know.
Exactly.
You've done a ton of shows, you know. There's always another show. So cool. Are you going to be filming any content, putting anything out so people can keep up with your journey as you get ready for these shows?
Definitely. I think I would definitely like to get on board with Austin and do some training content and stuff like that. So that's something to look forward to in the future, doing some filming, whether we train the legs or back or whatever. So that you should look out for that. And then also do some training videos.
Gerard, if you're listening, send a video crew down. It's going to be some epic stuff going on. Okay.
Yeah, Gerard is always on board with training and stuff like that. He supports. One thing I see about him as an owner, he supports bodybuilding 100%. And it's hard to find that nowadays. You know?
Yeah, I mean, some of the best content I ever saw was the Muscle Med stuff that was Oscar and Kai years ago. Oof, those are crazy workouts. Yeah. I mean, Oscar's old school. He really pushes you. He's not about these namby-pamby little cables and fluffy pumping sets. No, he works you. That's what it takes. It gives you a different look. So, all right, Akim, thank you so much for taking the time. Let's remind everyone, the Instagram is Akim, what is it, _BK Beast?
Yeah.
BK Beast from Brooklyn. Originally from Grenada, right?
Background Grenada, yeah.
Grenada's an island, guys. Where's Grenada? Yeah. You can look it up on Google Maps. Somewhere in the Caribbean, I think. Yeah. Cool. Well, are you going to be at the Arnold at all?
Yeah, I'll definitely be at it. I have an event at World Farm Nutrition.
Okay.
they're hosting an event where I think Jay Cutler and Flex Wheeler and a few guys, System, Sergio Oliva, a few other guys going to be there. So I'm also going to be this. So you guys can come check out that event.
Cool.
If you want to be some of the top pros in the industry.
Absolutely. That sounds like a good crew right there. Jeez. Okay. Well, thank you for taking the time, Akim. Sorry to hear that you're not going to be in this, Arnold. I really wanted to see you up there, but I'm glad everything's good. Your health is coming back, and you're going to be doing another show at your very best. Nobody wants to see people struggling and not at their best anyway. Then they just talk crap. They would have just.
Yeah, exactly.
You're going to see Akim next at his very best on a stage, probably sometime in the summer, guys. Summertime. Keep an eye out for one of these shows. He's already won Tampa. Maybe he'll come back and win Tampa again. I don't know. It's hard to say. We don't know. You'll keep us posted. We'll have to talk later on in the season.
I definitely will.
All right. Guys, please subscribe to the channel. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit the notification bell, do all that good stuff, share, comment. And thank you so much, Akim. Everyone, this has been the Ronline Report with the Brooklyn Beast, Akim Williams. We'll see you next time.